Where were you before you were born? I think that's the same place we go after we die. I don't think death is the end. I think we're like molecules of an ocean wave. For a little while, we resemble a wave. We take a particular form. And then eventually we go back to the ocean. And then our molecules intermingle with all the other molecules from all the other waves. That's one way to think about it. Sometimes it feels like there are people or entities who are reaching out to you from that place. I think we all feel it. Today, I want to do a reading about who might be reaching out and what kind of message they might have for you at this point. Welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran, and today I'll be reading from the Tarot of Mystical Moments deck by Katrine Wellstein. This is a beautiful deck, comes with a little booklet, and the cards are wonderfully covered in this foil on the sides. They're shiny and a little slippery and kind of big for my hands, but they're worth it. The artwork is just so stunning, so symbolic, so meaningful. So it's one of my favorite decks. So let's shuffle and get started. I would love for you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. And please leave a thumbs up for me. It helps with the algorithm. I'm trying to grow my little channel, and I'd love your help. I'd also love to hear from you. If you are interested in this deck, you can also purchase it from the links in the description below. I'd appreciate that very much. So let's get started. Let's see who's got a message for you today. First card is the Chariot. Look at this beautiful card. And let's pick another one to go with that. The Lovers. This one wants to come out too. The Chariot, the Lovers, and the Nine of Pentacles. Somebody you know who made some pretty bad choices in their life and yet didn't really realize that they were making bad choices. And maybe you never got closure. That's who has a message for you. They loved you, but in their own way. And they were always kind of running away from something, but they didn't really know how to deal with you. They might not have appreciated you. They might not have taken care of you in the way you wish they had. I'm getting parental energy here. So it could be a mother or a father, but someone who was always very curious. I'm seeing a lot of birds. The birds here, the birds here. And that can signify many different things. But in this case, I'm seeing somebody who's just very curious, who can't stay in one place. Same thing with the Chariot. A lot of movement in this person. A lot of energy of movement. So there's a lot of flittering around. You see even the butterflies here, right? So there's a lot of movement. This person seemed to have a lot and they would lose it. They were always in a state of transition, and it probably caused a lot of instability for you. So that's who I'm feeling is reaching out to you right now. Three of Wands. See, this is also a launching energy. They were always starting something. They were very good at starting things. And maybe that's the energy you have. Maybe you have this thing about starting new things and not always following through with them. But again, with the birds, you see, a lot of birds, a lot of birds. That's not every card in this deck. A lot of them do have birds, but... So this person, they also liked cities, okay? This is a very like energy of cars and cities and driving. So if that's ringing a bell for you, I hope it is. What are they trying to say to you? Eight of Cups. Again, we have some birds and butterflies, but in here we also have this calmness, this serenity. And the Eight of Cups is about letting go. Sometimes you don't get closure because the people or person who might have given you closure is not able to do that, either because they have died or for some reason or another, they're not able to do it. They never come to terms with what they did. And so then it's up to you to walk away from that. You have the path in front of you. Even if the person who should have given you the closure wasn't able to give you closure, you have the ability to give yourself closure. At the end of the day, it is ourselves who give ourselves permission to move on. And this person is giving you that permission, even though they're not physically able to do that for you or weren't able to do that for you. So you have the permission to let go and to allow yourself to learn the lesson and move forward in your life. That is one of the biggest things I'm getting from this reading so far. See, there's a lot of movement here. This person maybe never even stopped to think the effect they were having on others. Maybe they couldn't for their own reasons. Their own trauma was haunting them their whole life. And now this is the most serene card. All of this chaotic energy, and then we get this card. This is about you. This is about you finding serenity, regardless of whether that person was able to give you that kind of serenity or not. There's something they want you to know about yourself. Ace of Cups. You have new love coming for you. This could be a love of a person, a love of yourself, growth in your own self-esteem, an ability to love yourself, an ability to love someone else, an ability to create life, either with someone else by having a child or by taking care of a life, like a pet, an animal, another person. Something new, some kind of new love energy is coming in your life, and you're allowed to have it. It's yours. It's absolutely yours, and you are allowed to have it. You've earned it. You deserve it. You deserve love. And you deserve friendship. You deserve community. Three of Cups is about collaborating, hanging out with the gals or guys, whatever. It's about having fun together, about letting go and loosening up and lightening up and just having fun together with some people, you know, watching something fun or going out somewhere or listening to some music. You've been in a dark space, and see, this person is walking out of that, or she's allowing herself to walk around. Oh, she's looking around at her surroundings. She's not just engrossed in her own head like some of these characters, right? But even these characters had or have other interests, and you're allowed to have those too. You're allowed to have friendships. You're allowed to have a community. The person who is sending you this message right now really wants you to know that the things you were holding on to are no longer there. All of that old tower energy, the old trauma, you can let that go. It's gone up in smoke. And maybe it was painful to let go, but it's a lot better to hold on to love than to pain. You see, both of these characters are holding on to something. She's holding on to the trauma. And it's okay to do that sometimes. Sometimes we need to, but we cannot let that become our entire identity. And here we see her in a similar position, holding on to a beautiful cup that has butterflies coming out of it. They want you to know that that tower you're holding on to, they will hold on to it for you. Maybe they couldn't do in their life what you needed them to do. This is a tower, but this is a tower of celebration, because they want to rebuild that tower for you. They want to build in your memory and in your psyche what they couldn't do while they were around you. They could not be the person that you needed them to be. You are still allowed to have fun. You're still allowed to have your own path, your own way, your own community, your own loves. And in another realm, they will rebuild what they couldn't build for you in this realm. There are many realms. There are many possibilities. Death is not the end, as I was saying. In this beautiful card, there's new life growing out of her. There's new life, new flowers, butterflies growing out of her body. Death is not the end. Death is an ultimate change. Change is the only constant in the universe, and death is the ultimate change, at least from our perspective. And the person who is communicating with you wants you to know one more thing. Hanged man, hanged person. More birds, a lot of birds, birds and butterflies. The hanged person is about letting go of shame, letting go of expectations that are throttling you. Maybe you have expectations based on even what that person ingrained in you while they were around. Well, you can let that go too. They want you to let it go. Up in smoke. All of that has gone up in smoke. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. You are allowed to change and let that part of you die that is not working for you anymore. It's beautiful flowers can come out of it, but you got to let it go. You got to let that go, because in another realm, it's being built. The more you let go of this, the more you can have this in another realm that you still have access to while you continue on with your life and have fun. Find one or two, not too many people. You don't have to be everywhere all the time, but just find a few people who are on the same wavelength as you and have a little bit of fun. Find a way to exercise your love muscle, your ability to love. Love something, love someone, love yourself. Find a way to do that. And ultimately, just walk away from what's not working anymore. You are on your own path. That person before were on their own path. They weren't perfect. Far from it. They did the best they could. And you are their dream. You are the dream that they dreamed. And now it's your job to go forward and live your own dreams. I hope this was helpful. If you like my readings, let me know. If you are interested in one-on-one readings, I would be happy to assist you. If you'd like to purchase this deck, links are in the description below. And as always, remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a sweet infinity.